And we're live once again. Hi everyone, hi, I'm Combustion with Cryptic Hybrid. Welcome to today's live stream. It's, what is it, Tuesday? Yes, it's Tuesday, right? Yes, it's Tuesday, October 9th, 2018. And we're gonna play some Lamplight City a bit more because I kinda panicked. I didn't really have anything else prepared. And I saw an update for Lamplight City and I was thinking, got an update, well, just some, fixes and everything, but I was thinking, oh, Lamplight City, I played it, I liked it, I should play more. So let's play some more Lamplight City. This is a point-and-click adventure game set in this 19th century steampunk Victorian world, and in it you play Miles. You play Miles Fordham, a guy that was a cop. He left the police after his partner died, and now he's a detective on his own, and he hears his dead partner's voice, which is a problem, if you want to seem like you are sane, but, yeah, that's what happens. So the game, it launched almost a month ago, on September 13th. It's available for Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Steam, Humble Store, yes, I think also on Good Old Games. You can check the links in the description below if you want to get it. It's $14.99, $15 a euro. Again, point-and-click adventure game, and it has 5 big cases, and we played to the first 2. I played to the first 2, so let's load up on another case and do what? The third case. Alright, let me see, 1 second, because it sounds really loud. Why is it so loud? Okay. I hope that's good.
That's a fun little apparatus Adelaide got you. Very soothing.
Watching it spin long enough puts me right to sleep.
I'd say that's really more the soporifics doing.
That's the voice of my dead partner. So we have a case. We don't have a case right now, so let's go out and talk to our wife.
So,
then,
you're up at last.
Yes,
Something the
I
matter,
am.
Addie?
Oh, I see. You don't remember last night, do you? I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
Oh, what happened last night? Let's see. I hope I didn't do anything stupid. It sounds like I'm in trouble. Yeah, that I'm sure.
Last night didn't put me in your good books.
That's putting it mildly.
What happened exactly?
It was nearly 2 when you burst in here, soused to the eyeballs from God knows where. I imagine you've probably forgotten that too. You were muttering something about
yeah, I was out drinking.
quiet and then proceeded to relieve yourself on my begonias before stumbling into bed.
Charming. I salute you, O Vice Admiral of the Narrow Seas.
Good God, how embarrassing. I'm so sorry, Addie. I don't know what came over me.
I don't either.
Well,
I've
alcohol
never
came
seen
over you.
in such a state, and I pray that I never will again.
Okay.
I
A bit of more than I can chew.
Last night. I promise you, it
Yeah.
won't happen again.
What possessed you to go out and get so drunk anyway?
I decided to stop taking the soporific. It was interfering with my ability to focus on cases. I thought perhaps having a drink or 2 would help me sleep, and I got a bit carried away.
I see. Well, I'm at least glad you've stopped taking that terrible medicine. But trading it for alcohol? This had better really be a one-time occurrence. Anyway, you got another message from Upton. It's there on the table, if you're feeling fit for the world now.
Alright, that was not good. I mean, that's... Okay, increase the voice volume, not too much.
Addie?
What is it, Miles?
Anything else? Apologize.
Addie,
Yeah, let's all
please know
apologize,
that I'm
yes.
deeply sorry for my behavior last night. I'll do everything I can to make it up to you. Would you like me to get some new begonias?
I don't need pretty flowers or pretty words, Miles. I just want things to go back to how they were. That's really all the apology I require.
What have you been up to
Fair
lately?
enough.
Nothing particularly exciting. My usual clients have been scheduling appointments, and I've been trying to get some new ones as well. In my free time, I've been catching up on my reading.
Anything good?
Yes, the conclusion to the dissembling mechanism was just published in Brentwell magazine last week.
What's that?
James Penstroke's latest serial. I wanted to read it to you, but you haven't been around much lately.
Perhaps I'll take a look now that I can actually concentrate again.
Yes, you could read it to me. I wouldn't mind hearing it again. It
Aww.
would certainly be a nicer way to spend your time than going out drinking.
That's
I'll
right.
let you get back to your book.
Let's not compliment her now because she's probably upset with us anyway. So let's do live stream 3 and let's check the newspaper first and then let's see. Harris baby found, suspect in custody. Charles Harris, infant son of Malcolm and Miriam. That's the case we solved. Let's see. Actually, wait. This would be the 4th case then? No, this would be the 2nd case. Gascoigne Grand Dam found burned to death. Really? Third mysterious murder has police on edge. Prime Minister's campaign heats up as election looms. Well, let's see what's the case. Let's Fordham. A new case has come up, but the police are already investigating. Details have made their way into the newspaper. I won't be able to meet you at Raven, so here are the details. The deceased is Desiree Lathan. Her apartment is at 840 Right Way.
Huh.
Good luck.
What does Upton say this time?
That she can't meet me, and that I should go straight to the scene of the crime.
I wonder if that means the police have started to suspect that she's giving you these cases.
She also says news of this case has been made public, and the police are already investigating. That explains the article in the newspaper.
Yeah, I'm gonna check the newspaper again.
The one about Desiree Lathan, the woman who was found burnt to death.
Ugh, that sounds absolutely dreadful. Where's the crime scene?
840 Right Way. It's not too far from here, thankfully.
You're sure you're feeling up to this today?
I'll be fine. The mental exercise will get me back to normal in no time. Well, this is shaping up to be quite the investigation. I should probably get a move on.
Well, we don't know yet.
The police ruin the crime scene any more than they already have.
Good luck, Miles. And stay away from the bars, would you?
Damn it. Doghouse, dude. Okay, let's check the newspaper first. So, Desiree Latham, age 63, was found burnt to death in her home yesterday morning. Police were called to the scene by a neighbor who smelled smoke only to find the grisly scene. Miss Latham in her bed, body burned to ashes. Then how do they know that it's her? The circumstances of Miss Latham's death are unknown, but the police have not ruled out the possibility of foul play. Well, usually people don't just burn. That's the thing. Like, you know, spontaneous combustion is not exactly something that happens often, or at all. Latham was born in New Britannia, the daughter of a wealthy plantation owner. She grew to become one of the most loved and respected of the Gascon Grand Dames. Although she had many suitors over the years, Latham never married. An avid reader, writer, and poet, Miss Latham had several articles published in local newspapers and magazines. Residents of Gascoigne said that they would miss seeing her in her brightly colored hats and dressed as she walked by. Alright. So the casebook is this. Burning Desires. Was found burned to ashes. Was it an accident? How do you get burnt alive in your bed? How can that be an accident? And that, all right, we have to investigate. We don't have any clues, no suspects. Just, all right, it's okay. Let's save and let's
be
go.
Gone too long.
Good luck.
Thank you. Well, we'll be gone. How much we need? 840 Right Way. This is it. All right. Of course, the cops are here.
Fashionably late.
Excuse me, sir, but this is an active crime scene. We can't allow members of the public.
Oh, this isn't just any member of the public, Kane. This is Miles Fordham. Used to be one of us until he got his partner killed.
Wonderful. Officer
What?
Parsons
I didn't
is
do
on the
that.
scene. It's a shock the apartment isn't in a shambles.
Good day to you too, officers.
Fordham? What are you doing here?
Solving the case for you, obviously.
Captain Snelling. What a pleasure.
That's Chief
What a name.
now, Fordham. I don't expect you follow the workings of the department much these days, but I'd appreciate the proper address.
So nice to see that power hasn't gone to his head.
My apologies,
Yeah.
Chief Snelling.
You haven't answered my question. What in blazes are you doing here?
Let's see. I read about this case in the paper and I thought I'd have a look. I figured investigating the crime would actually give it a chance to being solved. Ooh, that would be a burn. Let's see.
Just a social
Drop by
call.
to say
I
hello.
wanted to see what my former
Right.
colleagues were up to these days.
And you often socialize at murder sites, do you?
Always.
It's an active crime
Yeah.
scene, Fordham. Leave the premises immediately.
Okay.
We could solve this case in no time if we work together, you know.
We don't need any help. Not even from former detectives. Parsons, I'm going back to the station. I want you to report the minute you're done here. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, don't get any funny ideas, Fordham. If you so much as breathe on anything in here, I'll have you arrested for tampering with the crime
Breathe.
scene. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah.
Sure, whatever you say, Chief.
Keep your nose where it belongs, or you'll have me to answer to.
Oh, really? I'm scared. We have a tough guy right here.
I suppose it's reassuring that even in this crazy, ever-changing world, you can always count on Snelling to be a complete ass.
You heard the chief. No snooping around. The sooner you get out of here, the better for all of us.
Alright, so they're not kicking me out of here. Which is kind of funny, if you ask me. That they're not kicking me out. That's kind of silly, but okay. I mean, they should.
An invitation to the Gascon Grand Dame's Ball. It seems it was held 2 nights ago at the Gascon Supper Club. Might be worth looking into, seeing as it's our only lead right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we should go there, you're right.
You have to hand it to her. Miss Lathan certainly had a unique taste in fashion. I bet you could see her coming a mile away. You have to hand it to her, Miss Lathan.
Yeah,
No
let's see,
title.
a book.
I doubt it's a diary. People rarely leave those things laying out in the open.
Well, can we have a look? I guess
Definitely
we can't.
too young to be Miss Lathan. Perhaps a relative?
Or a lover. Probably a lover, that's why she wasn't married.
Judging by these books, Miss Lathan was quite the fan of poetry. Let's just hope her taste was better than Madame Dupre's.
Yeah, Madame Dupree was. Officer Kane. Well, this guy might
Pardon,
be
officer.
Yes, what is it, sir?
someone we can
How long have you
convince.
been on the force, officer?
2 months, sir.
And how's it treating you so far?
This
Oh,
is where I was meant to be.
That's good to hear.
Parsons mentioned
Rookie.
you used to be a detective?
I was, yes, for 15 years. It wasn't always easy, but I
Wow.
loved every minute of it.
Parsons goes on about how he's got his eye on becoming a detective, but I don't know if I'd be able to handle it.
right.
Is that right?
In his
Yes.
dreams.
He's up for review. I think he's trying to impress Snelling to improve his chances.
Parsons wants to be a detective?
Mm-hmm.
Now I've heard it all. As if he needed more of a reason to be Snelling's lapdog.
Do you
Let's
enjoy working with
see.
Officer Parsons?
I don't like to talk about my colleagues, sir. Especially when they're standing right
Fair enough.
over there.
I understand. Perhaps this isn't the right time to be asking.
Yeah, it's okay. We're gonna.
Is there anything
Talk
you can tell
later.
me about Desiree Lathan?
I'm afraid not. You don't have clearance in this investigation.
And there's nothing I can say to convince you otherwise?
My superiors would be very upset if they knew I was breaking the rules. I'm sorry.
I think the operative phrase in this instance is if they knew. We need to find a way to get Parsons
Right.
out of here. Maybe we should visit Upton at the station.
What was Chief Snelling
Alright.
doing here?
Nothing more than a routine inspection of the crime scene.
Routine inspection? But the chief of police only goes to extremely high-profile crime scenes.
I couldn't possibly.
Well, this is high
comment on that, sir.
profile.
Thanks for your time, officer.
Not a problem.
This is high profile, though, right? She was one of the. I mean. Alright. Let's
Excuse
see.
me, Officer Parsons.
Parsons.
Clear off, Fordham. The chief doesn't want you here, and neither do I. You aren't on the force anymore, so you've got to respect the rules, just like every other citizen.
He'd be respecting my fist if I were alive, believe me.
I'm not trying to cause any trouble. I just want to ask a few questions.
Well, if it will get you to leave faster,
Yes, of course.
You're looking well.
Jesus,
these
look at
days,
them.
Parsons. What's your secret?
Secret? I don't know. Maybe something about getting a good night's sleep without blood on my hands does wonders.
Oh, really? Oh. Because I
hear
have
you're
blood
looking
on
to
my
become a
hands.
detective, is that right?
Yes, that's right. Shouldn't be a difficult bar to clear, given the caliber of some former detectives.
The process isn't easy, you know. You have to prove you're the best of the best.
Don't think I'm not aware of that, Fordham.
I'm just saying, standing around here isn't going to do you any favors.
I know that. First chance I get to shake this grunt detail for a shot at some real investigation, I'm all over it.
Parsons' eagerness might be something we can use to our advantage.
Exactly. We will. Of
How
course
long
we
has
will.
Officer Kane been on the force?
I'm not one to gossip, Fordham.
That's only the second
Hello,
most
hi,
hypocritical thing I've heard today.
Ask him yourself if you're so interested.
Yeah,
Why
it's
was
been
Chief
2
Snelling
months.
here anyway?
Okay.
He's the chief of police, and this is an official
Gives you-
investigation. It doesn't take a grand leap of logic.
Yes, but the chief of police never bothers with a crime scene unless it's of great importance.
Your point?
Does that mean this crime scene is,
That-
in fact, of great importance?
You're the investigator, Fordham.
Exact-
I'll leave you to work that one out.
What can you tell me about Desiree
Yeah, he's not
Lathan?
talking, obviously.
Nothing.
Because you don't know?
No, because I'm not going to betray Chief Snelling's orders and divulge that information to the public.
Come on, Parsons, you know me. What harm would it do to tell me just a little bit?
Do I have to state the obvious? If it were up to me, you'd be in jail for murdering an officer.
I wouldn't make such
But I
claims.
didn't
without
murder
any
anyone.
facts, Parsons. It could get you in serious trouble. It'd be a real tragedy to see your career cut short and you back in the workhouse polishing airship rivets.
You don't scare me,
Oh.
Fordham.
Rest assured, the feeling is mutual. Have you made much
Damn.
progress on this investigation?
Did you not hear me the first time, Fordham? Drop it before I have to.
Yeah, he's not gonna
interfere
talk.
with a police investigation.
That's all I wanted to know.
Good.
Alright, that's fine. We need to get him out of here. That's fine. I don't mind that. That is fine. Let's check the casebook. So we have to investigate the apartment, investigate the supper club, and get Officer Parsons to leave the crime scene. Alright. Apparently we can talk to Upton. So let's because I want to see the crime scene before I go to the supper
Coming
club.
back here in this lifetime.
Fordham, have you solved the case already?
Don't I wish?
Not exactly.
Gotten started.
Well, I'm here if you need anything. Just be sure not to let Snelling see you.
Is he back yet?
He arrived a few minutes ago. I expect he'll be sequestered in his office today, so you shouldn't have to worry too much.
Good to know.
Okay, can
Prime
I look
Minister
around a
Lockwood,
little bit?
Watching over the department with his signature scowl.
Hmm.
The old Jack and Stars.
Jack and Stars.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone reading those books. I'm half convinced they're purely decorative.
Yeah, why would there be books
Are you
in
crazy?
the... Anyway.
If you go wandering around the department for no good reason, Snelling will have you thrown in the jail.
That's
Got
how
a
you
moment, Upton?
spell jail?
Yes,
Anyway.
let's make this quick.
Okay.
Back
Tell
to
me
work,
about
I see.
yourself.
Yes, well, the coffee
Darling.
shop holiday had to end eventually. I'm gonna have to find someplace else to meet you. The higher-ups are getting suspicious.
To be honest, it was a bit wretched there. I won't miss it.
Well then, Mr. Big Bug, you can have the honor of choosing the next place. Under a bridge somewhere, perhaps.
Probably not. Lead on Bill. Leads on Bill?
I see
Mass
the Gazette has
murderer.
caught wind of this supposed mass murderer.
Yes, Snelling has been positively fuming about it. Between that and the Lathan case being publicized on the same day, it's been a nightmare for the department.
Any idea how they got the
Could
information?
imagine.
I don't think anyone in the department has spoken to the press. Maybe they just have some very good reporters.
So, is it serious? Should we be concerned?
3 murders is nothing to sneeze at, but all the victims have been men in Chumley. If that changes, then things might start getting urgent.
Isn't that just the way it is? You can bet they'd have already caught the bastard if the first body had turned up in Leon.
Chillax,
Any
dude.
updates on the Harris baby?
He's back home and doing well, thanks to you.
I'm glad to hear it.
You
Aw.
did an impressive job. I admit I was a bit concerned about how you'd fare after months of taking it easy. But I suppose detective work is like riding a bicycle.
It's a guaranteed way to end up with a broken arm.
Have you been able to
let's
find any leads
see.
on Bill's death?
Have you?
Not yet, no.
I've been looking, but I haven't been able to come up with anything either. There has to be a connection somewhere. Criminals don't usually just fall off the map.
Unless they die, I
I'm having
guess.
some trouble
Alright,
with
let's get rid of
Parsons.
Parsons.
You and everyone else who's ever met him. What's the problem?
He's keeping me away from the Latham crime scene.
Of course. He's one of the most loyal to Snelling.
Any suggestions for how I might get him away so I can look around?
I might have an idea. There are several reported crimes that haven't
Ooh.
been assigned yet, and Parsons is itching to prove his investigative chops. He'd probably abandon his post for a good enough lead and the chance to impress Snelling.
Up to no good. You impress me.
Department politics are something of a specialty of mine.
About getting Parsons away from the crime scene?
All right, these are the, as of yet, unassigned crimes. The body of a young man was found in the Hodgman River by the Gascon docks this morning. A woman named Chumley reported hearing
Wow,
a
really?
single gunshot in her neighbor's apartment last night. There was a deadly explosion at a factory in Worcester that may be linked to sabotage. And that's it for right now. Any of those strike your fancy?
The body? The body of the dogs? That should be a pretty good case.
An unidentified man in his 20s was found in a river near the docks. The dock worker who reported it said that the body was bloated and decomposing. It must have been in the river several days. Dr. Edwards performed a post-mortem and determined the cause of death to be a blow to the head.
I see.
Oh, that's a good
There's
case.
A lot of questions.
You think Parsons will be interested?
Should be.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's go with that one.
All right, I'll send out the report as soon as we're done talking.
That's it for now.
Better
All
get
right,
back to
cool.
it then.
I mean, hopefully he's gonna take the bait and go investigate that case. I mean, this is a murder case, right? So... It is a freaking murder case.
Damn, looks like Parsons didn't take the bait. He must not have considered that
What?
case enough to prove himself to Snelling.
What? Okay, we need to go back. Really? He didn't take the one freaking murder case?
Yeah,
Ah, Jesus.
nothing worse than a picky investigator. I wish more people were like
Oh.
you.
Thank you?
All right, these are the, as of yet, unassigned crimes. A woman named Chumley reported hearing a single gunshot in her neighbor's apartment last
Okay.
night. There was a deadly explosion at a factory in Worcester that may be... And any of those...
Alright, let's do this, the
Give me the details about the
factory explosion.
The owner of the Hopkins Steelworks reported an explosion at his factory that killed 2 of his workers. He says he's been getting several threatening letters about his current project.
And so he suspects someone has sabotaged the operation?
Yes, likely the Redites. Do you think Parsons will be interested?
Yeah, let's go.
Sounds good.
He has
Let's go
to.
with
All right, I'll send out the report as soon as we're done talking.
I mean, these are the freaking
Better get...
the 2 cases that actually had a murder. That actually. Oh, come on, are you kidding me right
Parsons didn't
now?
take the bait. He must not have considered that case enough to prove himself to Snelling.
2 people died! 2 people died and he thinks like, oh yeah, that's fine, I don't give a crap. I'm not gonna investigate that. Oh, Jesus. So it's the least,
Got a moment up
like,
Yes,
the stuff with the
let's make
least
this-
amount of info. Maybe because he's lazy, that's why he's taking that.
Nothing worse than a... All right, a woman named Chumley... And
All right.
any of those strike...
Let's hear about the
Yeah,
gunshot.
let's go for the
Ethel
reported
Williamson
gunshot.
reported hearing a sound she described as a single gunshot coming from her neighbor's apartment last night. She said she had been hearing arguments over the past several weeks, and there may have been domestic violence involved. When she knocked on the door, she got no answer, but she said she noticed the distinct smell of flowers.
Intriguing.
Do you think Parsons will be interested?
Really? That's
Sounds
intriguing?
good. Let's go with that one.
That's
All right,
the only
I'll send
one.
out the report as soon as we're done talking.
I mean,
That's
that's
it
the
for now.
easiest
Better get back
case
to it
with
then.
the least amount of info. Like, unbelievable. If he's gonna take that case, probably because he's a shit detective, that's why. I mean, I would take the murders before anything else, but this is like a domestic violence case, even if that is. I mean, if you're a detective, that wouldn't be on your, you know, top priority.
Looks like
He's gone. Unbelievable.
Now maybe we can finally have a look around the crime scene.
Unbelievable. That guy's such a freaking pussy. That's the thing. He took the easiest case, no murder. Alright. We're gonna finally talk with Officer Kane.
What is it, sir?
Do you enjoy working with Officer Parsons?
If I'm being honest, he can be a bit much sometimes.
Trust me, you're not the only one who feels that way. I didn't have much interaction with him when I was a detective, but the few times I did weren't very pleasant.
I could tell he doesn't seem to care much for you. Although I don't think he cares much for anyone except the chief, and that's only because he's the one who gives out the promotions.
Exactly, he's a freaking lackey.
He was inspecting the crime scene.
Yes, but why was he involved? Is there something special about it that would require the chief of police to look into it?
Well, someone thought it might be related to the big case we're not supposed to talk about.
You mean the mass murderer?
What?
Yes, sir. I could see why the chief is upset that the news has gotten out.
And is it related?
No, I don't think so. But the news reports are beginning the public on edge.
Of course. The less information there is, the easier it is for rumors to start spreading.
Exactly. Chief Snelling has a lot of fires to put out.
If that's the case, it's too bad he didn't get to Ms. Lathan in time.
Alright, let's find some real info about our
Desiree
victim.
Lathan?
I couldn't really say.
Come now, I'm trying to help this investigation. Any small detail would be useful.
Well, I haven't really looked over the crime scene too much. It's rather gruesome, you see.
Is the body still here?
Yes, what's left of it at any rate. Miss Lathan was only identified by the tattoo on her foot.
I see.
Oh, interesting.
Has there been
Can I
much
see the
progress
crime
here?
scene?
Snelling and Parsons examined the scene, that's all I know.
Do you think I might have a look, now that the initial investigation's been conducted?
I'm afraid that's out of the question, sir. I have my orders.
Come on. Come on, Ginger.
Officer Kane, I'm trying to aid this investigation. There may have been something overlooked by the others.
If Parsons were to catch you, my career would be over.
Trust me, he won't be back for some time.
He's not here.
I swear on my honor as a former member of the New Britannia Police.
All right. I suppose you can go in for a moment, but please be quick about it.
Thank you, Officer Kane.
Yes.
I promise this will stay between us.
I just love rookie officers. They're so gullible. I once got one to shine my shoes
Yeah,
for a
exactly.
week after convincing him it was department policy. Good times.
Thanks for your time, officer.
Not a problem.
Alright. Crime scene.
That's certainly a
Oh, come on,
punch
that
in the
doesn't look
room.
that
I
bad.
can see why the officer stuck to the living room.
Surprisingly modest quarters for a grande dame. You'd never guess she could buy out the likes of you and me 1,000 times over.
So why is she living in a...
Doesn't look as though this fireplace has been used in a long time. I suppose we can rule it out as the source. As much as I like
on,
this
someone
painting,
killed her.
this isn't the time for art appreciation.
What do we
It
have
looks as though
here?
Miss Lathan was in the middle
Typewriter.
of writing something.
It's an article for Brentwell magazine.
Igniting the
Alright,
fires within.
igniting the
A bit on
fires
the nose,
within.
wouldn't you say? Classic Brentwell.
Well,
They have a reputation for making their writers go to extremes for their articles, all for the sake of entertainment.
Perhaps we should pay their offices a visit, see exactly what it was Miss Lathan was doing for them.
alright, new location. Now let's see, igniting the fires within. We are all familiar with the idea of an inner fire, a term usually applied to our sense of passion or determination. But what if that inner fire was of more physical nature? That is to say, if each of us had the capability to light a real fire within our bodies. Interesting.
Some crumpled up letters. They look to be of the romantic variety.
They're from the same person.
Let's
One
see.
Peter Andrews.
It's always sad to see a case of unrequited love. I'm thinking we should find out who this Peter Andrews is.
Good idea. Now, are you finally willing to admit that looking through rubbish does yield results sometimes?
Fine, you win. But I don't think I envy your prize.
Alright, let's see what we got. Dearest Desiree, I offer you my heart, though I'm sadly unable to offer you my hand. Maybe because he's married? Oh, that circumstances were different. Why must life and love be so cruel? I must continue to love and admire you from afar. I can only hope these feelings are mutual. Another one. Once again, I must declare my love for you. Though you have not yet responded to any of my letters, I maintain hope that you care for me as I do for you. I remain ever faithful. Call upon me and I will wish to... What? Oh no, I will rush to your side. We will embrace as Mrs. and Mrs. Andrews at long last. Okay. Very interesting.
That's a nice portrait of Miss Lathan. Too bad it was damaged by the fire. The area where the artist's signature should be has been singed and is unreadable. Too bad.
But the date is still legible. It's from this year.
Huh.
That's a nice portrait.
Alright.
Looks like this one barely managed to survive.
Painting.
Pity. It looked like a nice work of art. The flames must have been fairly high to be able to stain the ceiling like that.
Yeah, the inner fire. Burned remains.
Ashes to ashes and all that.
Damn.
I'm glad I was buried.
Yeah.
Cremation always seemed a bit too hot to handle.
Now's not the time for jokes, Bill.
Are you serious? Death is the best time for jokes. Otherwise, it's all just a bunch of boo-hoo-hoo this and wah-wah-wah that. And trust me, there's plenty of that in life. Hell, you'd know better than anyone.
All right. Just shut it for a bit while I look over the crime scene, would you? I need to concentrate.
This looks too neat.
This one's clean. Well, aside from the fact that the rest of the leg is burned off. There's a tattoo on her ankle. It says, "Dancing through life." Hate to break it to her, but that dance is over. I don't think Desiree will be able to give us a hand with this investigation.
Bill?
What?
I don't know if it's her.
Ugh, greasy, fetid, stinking ashes. Who knew the human body was capable of producing such a disgusting byproduct?
I'm surprised the coroner hasn't taken the body away yet.
Probably because there isn't much of a body left to take. Either that or Dr. Edwards knows better than to deal with something like this.
That's extremely unlike him. He'd jump at the chance to examine this body. Perhaps we should allow him the pleasure.
I hope you're not suggesting what I think you're suggesting. Alas, poor Desiree, a woman of infinite riches, of tastes most fancy. Well, where's all your money now? Come to think of it, that question might be worth answering.
Yeah. Who's,
Miles, do you really want to go carrying around those stinking ashes in your pocket? It'll take ages to get the smell out.
Good point.
What? Just ashes, man. Alright. Really? We need to get... Okay. Alright. I need... well, I don't have anything on me. Let's see what's here.
Another pile of ashes under the bed. Looks as though whatever she kept underneath got burned too. Or it could be that whatever was under the bed is what caught fire in the first place. Although, there's no evidence of what started it. All that's left is a small piece of cloth. Might as well take it.
Alright.
The cloth appears to have some oily residue on it. Interesting.
We'll look into that. Nightstand.
There's a letter in here.
Dear Miss Latham, this letter is to inform you...
The law firm of Usher & Price isn't too far from here. I think it's definitely worth paying him a little visit.
Right, we'll check. Alright, so this letter is to inform you that we have received your request to make changes to your beneficiary as indicated in your last will and testament. Really? So she changed her will recently, before she died. Please come to the law offices of whatever and price at 72 so that we can... We can arrange the documents, I think, and make the necessary edits. Interesting. So why would she change?
Nothing else of interest.
Can I get the waistband? Okay, let's check the casebook. So, visit the office, find a suitable container to transport Miss Lathan's ashes. Speak to the attorney. I have a burnt cloth here. Crumpled up letter. Letter from. Okay. I think we should go home. Maybe.
Was there someone else in the room just now? I thought I heard you talking.
Oh, no.
No.
It's just sometimes I think aloud while investigating crime scenes.
I see.
Good save. We don't need any more police officers thinking you're insane.
I talk to myself, it's fine. Alright, so let's go back to our house. See if I can get an urn or something.
Honey,
Maybe
I'm
Addie
home.
has an
You know,
idea.
I've always wanted to say that.
Welcome home.
Huh. Alright, Addie, I need something to carry ashes.
Addie?
What is it, Miles?
Something that won't stink up the
Desiree
place.
Lathan a client of yours by any chance?
No, but plenty of the other grand dames used to gossip about her.
What sort of things would they say?
Like what?
Usually they'd comment about how much she'd had to drink the night before. I got the impression she was quite the tippler. I hope you're not planning on following her example.
That would require me to burn to death in our bed.
Then I stand by my previous statement.
I'll let you get back.
Alright. Alright, so we can't get anything from here. Well, let's save still.
It's been so long since you used that desk. Did you even notice when Adelaide got rid of the chair?
Shut up. Model ships. Miles Jr.
Bollingworth Ale. My favorite. And a nice souvenir from the Angel. I'd love to see the look on Snelling's face if he ever found out you kept your old truncheon.
Wait, maybe I can find something here?
It's admirable just how organized Adelaide is. Maybe someday the same can be said about you.
Oh, shut up.
It's empty.
Good riddance, I say. Wouldn't you say it's time for a change of clothes, Miles? You've been wearing that coat for who knows how long.
So? Addie gave it to me. Besides, it gives me character.
Right. Brooding detective in a long black coat.
What are you talking about?
Never mind.
Alright, so I guess we can't get anything from here. Alright, it's okay.
I'll see you later,
We're
Addie.
just
I look
gonna...
forward to your return.
We're just gonna go where? To the... not Brentwell. Yeah, to the lawyers. Very important. See what she wanted changed.
Welcome to the law offices of Usher and Price. May I help you?
Yes, I'm here to talk about
good
one of your
afternoon.
clients.
My name is Miles Fordham. I'm a private investigator, and I'm looking for Jonas Usher.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but Mr. Usher is not seeing anyone today. If it's a matter of urgent legal importance, you could see Mr. Price.
Well, why is he not seeing anyone? Is he dead?
Seems like they've got some kind of modern message delivery service in here. Of all the things to spend your money on. That pipe really clashes with the rest of the decor in here. The plaque says it's a portrait of Thomas Usher. Looks like a real go-getter.
Well, I guess we can't go down there.
Begging your pardon, sir.
Yes?
If I may ask, what is the reason for Mr. Usher's refusal to see anyone today?
He has a rather important trial starting tomorrow, and doesn't want to run the risk of falling ill.
Falling ill?
Mr. Usher is very particular about his health. Very particular.
I see.
Really?
Might it be possible to relay a message to Mr. Usher?
Yes, you can leave a message or calling card with me, and I'll make sure Mr. Usher gets it.
Perhaps Mr. Usher will see me when he sees this.
Oh, what's that?
A
letter from Mr. Usher to his client, Desiree Lathan.
What? That's private correspondence. How did you get that?
It was evidence I found at a crime scene.
And how is it relevant?
The crime scene in question was Miss Lathan's own bedroom, where she was found burned to death.
That's quite a claim, Mr. Fordham. I can assure you that Mr. Usher deals primarily with facts. Right now, the only fact this letter proves to me is that you somehow rummaged through Miss Lathan's possessions and acquired it.
He does have a point. We'll need something a bit more persuasive.
Like what?
I actually don't have anything to show.
Right. Please stop wasting my time then. I'm very busy.
Alright.
I appreciate.
Enjoy the rest of.
Alright. So we can't get into the office. At least not yet. Find a suitable. Okay, we still have to find a suitable container. Let's go to. Not the police station. Yeah, let's go to the magazine. That should be pretty innocuous.
Are you here to drop off an article? No, actually, I'm a private
Not exactly.
investigator. The name's Miles Fordham.
How exciting. You must have so many interesting stories.
You could say that, yes.
Please, come in, come in. I'm Alan Brentwell, owner and publisher of Brentwell Magazine.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Useful for getting to those hard-to-reach places. In my case, that's everywhere. Confessions of a Steam Addict by Ezra Bartley. I think I'm better off not knowing. For
Steam
Whom
Addict?
the Bell Almost Tolled by Suki Snobs. Fascinating stuff. For the publisher of a sensationalist rag, Brentwell is awfully well read. Assuming he actually has read all those books, of course. Empty. Too bad. Brentwell has a front row seat to all the horrible things he might want to write about in his magazine.
Oh, anyway.
I can only begin to imagine how many
Filing
lurid
cabinets.
and salacious articles are kept in those cabinets.
Let's talk to the man, right? I mean,
I have some questions for you.
somehow I think we won't get
Wonderful.
much
It's
from
so
him, but
seldom
we'll
I
see.
get to answer questions.
He's a bit too eager, isn't he?
What made you decide to start this business?
I always wanted to be a journalist. I never had much luck with any of the local papers, though. So I decided to start my own. I admit it's not exactly what I wanted, but I like to think Brentwell Magazine has found its own unique voice.
Voice? More like a gurgling scream.
Hey, it's better than The Guardian, so, I mean,
Tell me about Brentwell Magazine.
We're a monthly publication
Problem.
focusing on both fiction and non-fiction pieces.
Ah, yes, you're publishing that serial, aren't you? The Dissembling Mechanism?
You're a subscriber! Tell me, what did you think of the conclusion? Quite astonishing, wasn't it?
I
Actually, I don't
haven't
read
had a
that.
chance to read it yet, I'm afraid.
Ah, then I won't say any more about it. My dream was to have a magazine that was well-respected and educational. But sadly, it seems today's audiences are much more interested in reading about sightings of giant bat creatures or mysterious buried treasures. Such a pity.
I hear you have a bit of a reputation for making your reporters do questionable things for their articles.
You are mistaken, Mr. Fordham. I don't force my writers to do anything. They seem to have this notion
No one
that the
said
more
force.
extreme their research, the more authentic the articles will be.
What sort of extremes are we talking about here?
We had one writer who attempted to heighten the sensation of fear she wanted to express in her story. Damn near decapitated herself by sticking her head through an opening at the clock tower at St. Denis Cathedral. Ugh. Thankfully, she made it out alive. It would have been quite the predicament if she hadn't. Especially considering that was our most popular article last year. Oh, people have such odd taste.
Like, he cares that people have
What
a
can you
taste
tell me
as
about
long as they
Desiree
buy
Lathan?
his magazine.
Desiree Lathan. Oh, why, she came to me a few weeks ago in response to an ad I took out requesting articles. She told me she had an idea readers would love. We agreed on 10 crowns per paragraph, and she was on her way. Come to think of it, I haven't heard from her in a few days.
Well, she's dead, so
Were you aware that Miss
won't
Lathan
hear
is
from her.
dead?
What? No, I had no idea. What happened?
I'm not exactly sure.
She burned.
She seems to have burned to death under mysterious circumstances.
Mysterious circumstances?
Most of her body was burnt to ash, but there's very little fire damage around her. It's as though she herself just caught fire.
Oh, that sounds positively ghastly. Oh dear.
Is something wrong?
I just remembered. The article she was writing. Dear God. I hope she didn't go too far with her research.
What exactly was Desiree's
Okay,
article?
tell me about this article.
I'm not entirely sure. She merely came to me with the proposal.
She didn't tell you what that idea was?
She did, but I wasn't sure what to make of it.
Please, Mr. Brentwell, stop stalling and tell me what she was writing about.
It was about spontaneous human combustion.
Okay.
What do you know about spontaneous
Tell me
human
more.
combustion?
That's the thing, I don't know very much at all. It sounded interesting enough, that's why I accepted Miss Lathan's proposal to write the article about it.
But what do you know about it?
Only that it's a mysterious phenomenon in which a person catches fire spontaneously and burns to death. It sounds exactly as you described Miss Lathan's condition.
Do you know what Miss Lathan's research on the subject involved?
Only the one contact I gave her, a Miss Angela Maxwell at the Spectre Society in Gascon.
Really? The Spectre Society? We've had dealings with them before.
I shouldn't be surprised to hear that name again.
Are you a member?
Actually, I am.
Then I
Not
suggest
exactly.
you do some research there. There's bound to be something relevant in that curious library of theirs.
Thank you. Perhaps I will.
Alright,
Thanks
we
for your
have
time,
a
Mr. Brentwell.
new...
The pleasure is all mine.
Yeah, we have a new location. Alright. Didn't really want to... Okay, alright, that's fine. Let's go to... Yeah, let's go to the Spectre Society. At least we know people here, so... Yes, let's talk a little bit. Maybe...
Could I ask
Well,
you
I'm
about
sure
some
Angela
things,
knows
Miss Maxwell?
something.
Certainly, darling.
Are you familiar with a woman named Desiree Lathan?
Yes, she came to see me just last week. She told me she was doing research for an article she was writing for Brentwell magazine.
What sort of research?
She asked me a few questions and looked at my books. That was all. She wasn't here for very long.
And what was she researching?
Something about spontaneous human combustion, I believe.
What can you tell me about spontaneous human combustion?
I'm not overly familiar with the subject, but I do have a book about it on the shelf back there. You are welcome to look at it if it will help.
I may, but I'd like to know what your understanding of it is.
Well, I believe it is when the human body inexplicably catches fire and burns. It usually occurs among elderly women who drink to excess, and very little fire damage is caused around the body. That's really all I know, darling. It's not a very agreeable subject for study now, is it?
Did you know that Desiree Lathan is dead?
What? My God, no. I didn't. What happened to her?
She was found burned to
Don't
death.
you people read the papers?
How awful.
Do you have any idea how this may have happened?
There are a number of possibilities. But if she was in the middle of researching spontaneous human combustion, and then to have this happen, it can't be a coincidence.
Are you suggesting she herself was a victim of spontaneous combustion?
One need only compare the circumstances of her death with the facts, darling.
She can't be serious, can she?
Thank you for the information. It
No,
was
I think
very
she's not serious,
enlightening.
exactly.
It was my pleasure, darling.
Someone else knew about the article that she was writing and used that to kill her. That's the thing. I'm sure of it. She didn't just burst into flames. Alright, find out about spontaneous combustion at the Spectre Society. Yes, let's check out the books. Members are free. Secrets of Astral Projection. Art of the Scene. Stairs of the Deep.
This all sounds strangely
There we
familiar,
go.
But spontaneous human combustion can't be real, can it? Then again, sometimes the simplest explanation is the correct one.
Alright, so spontaneous human combustion is a highly controversial subject, but remains popular among scholars and aficionados of the occult and unexplained. The term refers to death from a fire originating without any apparent source of external ignition. The fire is believed to start within the body of the victim. The 1823 book Medical Jurisprudence states that commonalities in recorded cases of spontaneous human combustion, including the following characteristics. The victims are chronic alcoholics, which apparently our victim was. They are usually elderly females. Check. The hands and feet usually fall off. Check. The fire has caused very little damage to things around the body. Check. A residue of greasy and fetid ashes is left behind. Check. Most of these physicians and investigators strongly believe that spontaneous human combustion is a product of alcoholism. Alright. Alcoholism.
That's probably the storage case for the spirit board.
Alcoholism. Come on. You can't just drink yourself into... Let's see the... I don't know if the guest book will have anything that we can find.
There's quite a few.
Oh, okay. There's nothing there. Well, let's see. Actually, let's check out the report to Upton and declare Desiree death the result. What? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna check. Let's see. Find. I still haven't found a suitable container. Maybe. Oh, let's go to the supper club. Yes. The supper club. This we haven't been. We haven't checked. I mean, wait. Why is it? Why are there 3 LL3s? Does that make? Anyway, it's fine.
That painting depicts a hand dropping a bunch of blood-soaked silver coins into another hand. Definitely sets the bar for the type of people who come here, I'd say. Nobody's bothered clearing this table yet, it seems.
Take that. Come on.
Well, if no one's cleaned up, you might as well
We
do
need
me a
that.
favor.
Nice. Okay.
The bridge to Lyon overlooking the House of Parliament. I suppose that seeing that helps the patrons of this club put on airs. These are all high-end foo-foo liqueurs and cordials. You couldn't pay me to drink that rubbish.
You can't afford that rubbish, so shut up. Jesus.
Excuse me, miss?
Oh, well, hello there, handsome. I've never seen you around here before. Care to join me for a
I'm married.
drink?
So.
Thank you, but I'm on duty.
On duty? What are you, a cop?
Force of habit. I'm a private investigator, actually.
Oh, not much better, if you ask me.
The name's Miles Fordham, and you are?
Charlotte Robineau.
Pleasure. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
I suppose not. It would help pass the time.
So this is where rich people come to just drink?
Were you here for the Grand Dame's ball the other night?
Of course, we all were. Well, except for Laura. Terrible business.
You mean Laura Dupre?
The very same. Have you met?
I have. In
Yeah,
fact,
we
I
have. She did.
investigated her attempted murder.
Is that right? I heard she ended up in jail for torturing her servants.
Yes, it was quite disturbing.
I didn't think Laura was capable of such a thing. She always seemed so kind. I guess we all have our
Right.
dark secrets.
Does that apply to you as well, Miss Robineau?
If I told you, then it would no longer be a secret, would it?
Fair point. Do you know Desiree Lathan?
I knew her, yes.
When did you last speak to her?
Oh, it's been ages. She and I haven't had much to do with each other for a while.
Why is that?
It's really not important. We just didn't see eye to eye on a few things.
Was she at the Grand
like
Dame's
what?
ball?
Yes, she was. Drinking up a storm, as usual. Desi really knew how to enjoy herself.
How much did she drink?
Oh, I don't know. She used to outmatch me, and I can handle quite a bit.
Tell me a little about yourself.
Why, Mr. Fordham, I hardly know you. Well, that said, I'm always open to making new friends.
Ooh, watch out, Miles.
She's very forward.
Getting ready to pounce.
You've really got a great sense of fashion and style. All the other Grand Dames must be jealous.
Oh, you.
What can you tell me about
Of course.
Desiree's death?
Just what I've read in the papers. She burned to death.
Hmm.
It's horrible. She certainly didn't deserve to die in such a gruesome way.
Did she have any enemies?
She knows more
Anyone
than
who might
she's
have wanted to do her
telling
harm.
me.
No, everyone loved her.
Except you?
Oh, come on, don't
Mr.
lie.
Fordham, I said we haven't had much to do with each other. That doesn't mean I didn't care for her. Now please, Let's drop the subject.
Is the name Peter Andrews familiar to you?
Peter Andrews? Is he still around?
I'd be able to tell you that if
Who's
you
he?
told me who he is.
He's desperate. That's who he is. A lovesick fool who is obsessed with Desi. Sent her love letters all of the time.
Well, you know where I can find him?
Why would you want to?
Because I want to question him about Miss Lathan's death.
I suppose that makes some sense. All I remember Desi telling me is that he worked at the Bank of Vespuccia, a clerk or some such. Imagine.
Thank you. That's
A
very
commoner. He was just a commoner.
Can I just say you've got the most radiant smile I've ever seen?
Oh, why that's
a
very
lie.
sweet of you, Mr. Fordham.
It's true. Not many women your age still have all their teeth intact.
I beg your pardon.
Oh,
I didn't
Jesus.
know you were such a master of the high kick, Miles. You got your foot in your mouth in record time.
I just meant... You know what? Never mind. Thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to your drink.
Thanks, sweetheart.
Alright, well, we got a new lead. And... no, let's get the ashes first, because I really want to make sure that we have the ashes. Very, very important.
Nothing new to ask him about.
I need to get the
right now.
fucking ashes.
Nothing new to ask.
What? Okay, let's just go and...
I'm afraid I need to have another look inside Miss Lathan's room, Officer Kane.
All right, but please be quick about it.
Yeah, sure. Sure, dude. Be quick about it. Alright.
Oh, Miles, really? You're going to carry the ashes around in a pewter mug?
It's vital to the investigation
Yes.
that we find out exactly what happened to the body. If anyone can tell us for certain, it's Dr. Edwards.
Fair enough. I suppose this isn't the most unpleasant thing you've carried around before. Remember that time we had to go looking for that murder victim's missing head?
I'd really rather not, actually.
Nice. Okay. So we got the... well, some ashes at least. So, let's see. Have Dr. Edwards the coroner examine the ashes. Speak to Peter Andrews. I'm not gonna report to Upton that, you know, there was spontaneous human combustion. Come on. We still have to find a way to investigate the Gascon Supper Club. Okay, so apparently we're not done there. Okay. Let's go to... Yeah, let's go to the clerk.
Dear Lord, what is that smell? Mr. Fordham.
Ah, Mr.
Ashes.
Dupre. Good to see you again. Is all well with you?
Absolutely. Everything is wonderful. Because of you, the
Good
city
to
has
hear.
finally seen Laura Dupre for the monster she is. I cannot thank you enough.
I suppose you're welcome?
Now then, is there anything I can help you with?
Yes, I'm looking for Peter
Actually, yes.
Andrews. I was told he worked here.
That's right. His desk is just over there.
Thank you, Mr. Dupre. Lovely seeing you.
What an absurd contraption. Imagine needing all those extra bits and bobs just to
What,
tell
a
the
clock? Hi, Mathano.
time. Yeah, impressive
Money
bit of hardware.
dispenser.
It would take a criminal mastermind to rob this bank. I tried using one of these
Don't give
automatic
me
money
ideas, man.
dispensers once, but I nearly got my arm stuck inside. They still got a long way to go.
It's an ATM. That's cool. That is... Okay.
Mr. Andrews.
Let's speak to our little lover boy.
Fordham, private investigator. May I ask you a few questions?
Yes, I suppose that would be fine. Have a seat.
I'd rather stand if it's all the same to you. Now then.
Comes out free to play. I haven't played Maple Story.
Exactly what is your role here at the bank?
I'm the manager. I handle the new accounts, organize finance, that sort of thing.
Have you been here long?
Coming up on 17 years. Is this at all relevant?
Wow,
to
that's a
your
long time.
investigation?
Anything could be, Mr.
It
Andrews.
is. Yeah, absolutely
You know
everything is
Desiree
important.
Desiree Lathan? No, I can't say the name rings any bells.
Oh, come on, don't lie.
You say you don't know Miss
Really?
Lathan. Would you care to explain these?
Why are they crumpled up? Did she throw them out? And why do you have them?
Unfortunately, yes.
I just love catching people like this.
Relax, Mr. Andrews.
Me too.
Let's take this slowly. Now, I can assume
Busted.
by your reaction that these are your letters?
Yes, they are.
So why did you lie about knowing Miss Lathan?
I promised my wife I would cut off contact.
But you clearly didn't. The most
Oh,
recent letter is from 2 weeks
of course
ago.
he was married.
Did she hire you?
Your wife? No, that's not why I'm here.
Ah, well, that's somewhat of a relief then.
So your wife knows about your correspondence with Miss Lathan?
Well, I don't know if you could really call it correspondence. Desiree never wrote back. But yes, Peggy,
It's still
Sister
correspondence,
Margaret
man.
found out shortly after we married.
Exactly how many letters did this bounder send, I wonder?
At first, I tried to make it out that she was just a friend, but she found one of the more intimate ones while I was writing it.
I see. And what was her reaction?
What do you think? I still have the scar from the glass that she threw at me.
You're still married?
Oh, yes. Margaret comes from a very strict Catholic family. They would sooner she die than divorce. It hasn't been easy. She makes sure to take full advantage of the situation. Always buying herself the most expensive jewelry and spending a fortune on food for those wretched cats. I swear, they're better fed than I am.
Where might I find Mrs. Andrews? I'd like to speak to her.
Our house is at 713 Longfellow Street, just at the edge of Gascon. But I warn you, it's a goddamn menagerie she's got. I'd stay away if you're averse to being covered in animal hair.
I'll take my chances.
Oh, it's gonna be like Cat
Were you
Haven.
aware of Miss Lathan's death?
What? Desiree is dead? No.
She was found burned to death in her bed.
You're lying. You have to be.
I'm afraid I'm not, Mr. Andrews.
Oh,
Why would I
Desiree.
lie?
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to kill her?
No, she was a marvelous woman.
Well, I'm sorry to have to be the bearer of bad news, but at least you won't have to worry about writing any more letters.
That isn't funny, Mr. Fordham.
Yes, it was. Don't listen to him.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Andrews.
Okay, so let's see. Let's save. So we have a new location. That's a lot of places. Andrews residence. Let's go to the police station first. See if we can talk to.
Lord, what is that smell? Did you step in something out there, Fordham?
Private investigation is a dirty job, Upton. You know that.
Pretty sure that
How can
connects
I
Upton
talk
to
to-
everyone on the police network, including Giles at the jail. Lucky her.
Got a moment, Upton?
Yes, but let's make this quick.
Okay, I need to talk to the coroner.
Would it be possible for me to access the mortuary?
The mortuary? What for?
I'd like to consult with Dr. Edwards.
All right, but be careful. Make sure you don't let Snelling see you back there.
That's it for now.
Better
Yep.
Get back to it then.
Alright, good. Now, let's go back here.
Dr.
Oh,
Edwards'
great.
lab was always a fascinating place to learn about death. A bit less so now that I'm quite the expert.
Oh, did I miss cleaning up some bit of that last corpse? Oh, Fordham.
No, it's me.
What brings you down here?
Hello, Edwards. I was wondering if I could pick your brain.
Yes, of course. There's one in a jar over there, and I may have another one around here somewhere.
That coroner humor never gets
Not
old,
like that.
does it?
Anyway, let me know what you want to discuss. This fellow's not going anywhere.
Let's
That
look
collection
around
of stains,
first.
fluids, and other repugnant materials almost makes me homesick for the chum. A fine example of well-developed deltoids, latissimus dorsi, and gluteus maximi. Assorted lab equipment for setting things on fire or causing explosions. You know, the perfect way to pass the time. I remember
Come on,
when
he's a
Edwards used to keep
scientist.
his collection of preserved reproductive organs on this shelf. He must be getting soft in his old age.
Huh.
Or perhaps that's exactly what happened to his collection.
Funny.
I'm pretty sure I saw
Funny.
Edwards weighing his lunch on this once. Well, at least he died with a smile on his face. Sort of. It looks rather fresh. There's a plaque at the base of the jar that says H. Putnam.
Must be a reference to
I wonder if
something.
Edwards ever got around to fixing this typewriter. The letter E being out of alignment always made his reports a nightmare to read. It's important to keep your hands clean when dealing with dead bodies. After all, you never know where they've been. Until after the post-mortem exam, anyway. Edwards keeps assorted bottles and specimens in there. Nothing too remarkable that I can see. I feel sorry for the poor slob who has to clean that out. Seems to be empty for now. That's most definitely a good thing. This provides
The
them with
bucket.
just the right amount of heat. Unlike the incinerators in the crematorium. Talk about overkill. Not a stitch of clothing on him. As if having your torso ripped open and poked around inside weren't bad enough. There truly is no dignity.
Well, he's dead, so come on, he's dead. Like he's gonna care that he's naked on a piece of slab. All right, Dr. Edwards, can you smell these ashes, please?
Yes.
Keeping busy down here, Edwards?
Oh, you know me. I've always got my hands in someone.
Edwards always did have a way with words.
This postmortem was just a formality, really. The victim died of a gunshot wound to the head. Last week, though, we had a real kicker. An old man was brought in, and though he appeared quite dead, I was told that he'd been in a trance for over half the year. Apparently, he was hypnotized right at the point of death, and somehow managed to remain alive, in a fashion. In any case, when I began performing the exam, his entire body decayed into a putrefied mess within minutes. It was fascinating.
Should you really be giving me these details, Edwards?
Oh, hell, I don't mind telling you, Miles. It's not like you're going to go tell Snelling. Besides, you're the only one who's come to see me all week. Dead people make lousy conversationalists.
Hey, I take offense to that statement.
So, Snelling got promoted to chief, did he?
Yes, not too long after you left. Personally, I think he took advantage of your situation to change things around here.
Was it really that much of a shock? Bill and I weren't exactly the most well-liked detectives on the force.
But you were respected. You two solved over 350 cases in 15 years. You were an institution.
Damn right we were. It's so easy for people to resent their more successful peers.
Ah, Edwards. Nice to know someone missed us. You didn't examine Bill after he died, did you?
Ha! He wishes.
No, there was nothing inconclusive about his death. He died from impact after falling from the roof of a building. Why? Was there something else I should have looked into?
No, I was just curious.
No.
As fond as I am of Edwards, it would have been a bit much for him to go poking around my insides.
Alright, let's oh, the burn cloth, yeah, sure. Let's start with that.
Could you take a look at it for me?
What do you need me to look at exactly?
It appears to have some oily residue on it.
Interesting. I'm afraid I have my hands full right now, but you can feel free to use my workbench if you'd like.
To do what exactly?
Surely they taught you something about basic chemical analysis when you worked here.
Yes, well, I always let Bill handle the more technical aspects of our cases.
A real pity I'm not around to help you anymore, isn't it?
But I'll have a look and see if something comes back to me. I've got these human ashes from the crime scene.
Straight to the point. I knew I liked you for a reason, Fordham. Who do they belong to?
Desiree Lathan. She was a Gascon Grand Dame.
Oh, of course. I heard about that case. She was found burned in her home, wasn't she?
That's right.
I meant to go over there later today.
Well, then I suppose I've saved you the journey. Would you have a look at these?
Does this mean you're officially on the case?
Not as such. In fact, I'd
sort
appreciate
of.
it if you didn't mention I'd been here.
Ah, clandestine operation. Sneaking around under Snelling's nose.
I don't have much of a choice. I'm pretty much persona non grata around here these days.
Well, you're always welcome in my mortuary. Preferably while still breathing, of course. Anyway, I'll just take those ashes off your hands.
That's fun.
I'm sure your social life will soon improve.
Yes, I was making quite the impression.
This is an interesting choice of container.
It was either that or carry them around in my bare hands.
Well, I'm a bit busy right now, but I should have something for you within the next couple of hours. But you do realize the information won't be exclusive to you. I'll have to pass it on to the detectives on the case.
Naturally. That just gives me more of an incentive to work quickly. Thanks. That's all I needed to know for the moment.
Anytime, Fordham.
Alright, so We gave him the ash, which is good. Now, apparently we need to use the workbench to check what type of residue this is.
It's been ages since we got to do any type of chemical analysis. This will be
Alright.
Dr. Edwards, could you remind me what it is I'm meant to be doing?
Yes, of course. Go ahead and get as much of that oily residue from the cloth into the petri dish.
Okay.
Good. Now add some
Ew.
of the chemical reagent in the red bottle to the dish.
Okay.
Aha! The oil turned orange.
Yes! The reagent has caused
Now
a
what?
chemical reaction and changed the oil's color. Isn't science fun?
Quite. But how does this help me?
I have some samples of the most common types of flammable oils on the shelf. Go ahead and add them to the test tubes. Good. Now simply check each one with the reagent to see if you can find a match.
And if I don't find one?
Then I suggest going out and looking for more oil samples.
Okay. Whale oil. And this is the reagent, I guess. Yeah, okay. So one that turns
whale oil be damned.
orange.
Looks like that's not a match.
Okay.
Oh, you love it.
That's fine. Alright, kerosene. This kind of looks like it could turn orange.
So much for kerosene being the culprit.
No, okay. So the last option, coal oil. Coal oil? But where would we get coal oil from?
Too bad. I would have bet on it being coal oil.
Huh. Well, that
Looks like ammonium chloride.
bottle.
Won't be of much use to us in this experiment.
Wait, maybe I need to combine some of them? Okay, let's try whale
Better dispose
oil.
of the sample currently.
But that's like
We already confirmed this isn't the right substance, Miles.
I'm wasting time, but I don't have any more.
I remember when Edwards used to, or perhaps.
Wait. Cause I don't.
Miles, the petri dish is empty. Nope.
Wait. So, none of the samples work, basically? Is that the case?
I don't think the good.
So we have 3 samples, and none of them turn orange.
We already confirmed this isn't the right substance, Miles. You're just wasting.
But I don't get it. Burnt cloth. So it's none of the things that we found? Maybe it's something else? Bank. Right, well. Let's go to the Andrews residence.
Nice house. It definitely screams eccentric person lives here. Speaking of which, that must be Mrs. Andrews over there with those rodents.
Okay.
Rats with fluffy tails. How anyone can find them endearing is beyond me.
Come on, they're squirrels. This guy's so
Mrs.
hateful.
Andrews?
May I help you?
I'm Miles Fordham, private investigator. I was hoping you could answer a few questions.
All right then. Don't worry, my darlings. Mommy only needs a moment to speak to the nice man, then I'll give you all the nuts you can eat. My little friend's just a door nuts, Mr. Fordham.
Guess that explains why squirrels are so attracted to her.
Do you have any hobbies or pastimes, Mrs. Andrews?
Well, of course. I do a bit of knitting and I take care of my pets.
I take it you're fond of animals?
Oh, yes. I just love animals. Most prove to be better company than people.
Is that right?
Well, consider this,
like
Mr.
your husband.
Animals can't betray you or lie.
Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going.
My furry little companions would never hurt me, unlike several humans I could name.
Who are these companions?
She's a furry.
Exactly.
Why, my darling little kitties and squirrel friends, of course.
Your squirrel friends are quite tame.
Oh, aren't they just the sweetest? And so smart, too. When I feed them, they come up and put their little paws on my hands as though they were giving me little squirrel hugs. And the way they look into my eyes, I can almost hear them saying, "Thank you for the nuts."
Well, at least you can be grateful that it's only my voice you hear and not some rabid squirrels.
Tell me about your cats.
This one's crazy.
They're the most wonderful little dears. Do you have any pets?
Afraid not. My wife isn't too fond of cleaning up after animals.
Pity. Cats make wonderful pets. They're good company and are independent, unlike dogs. Edgar and Hubert are my pride and joy. I give them only the best of everything, and they in turn give me their unconditional love.
That's delightful.
I used to have a wonderful cat named
Cat
Tobias,
lady.
but he had an unfortunate accident. That's why I never let my two angels out of the house.
What happened to Tobias?
Okay, what happened to Tobias?
I really rather not talk about that. It wasn't my finest hour. Let's just say it was an honest misunderstanding which got blown way out of proportion.
Well, now I just have to know what happened. I hate it when people tease gossip and don't deliver.
Really? That's an objective? Alright.
Not personally. I never met her, but I knew exactly who she was.
And who was that?
A miserable drunk. Always going out and getting liquored up at her so-called socialite balls. They try to make them seem so fancy and high class, but it's really just a bunch of bitter old hags getting together to gossip about each other. With that kind of lifestyle.
And she wished she was there
A matter
too.
of time before caught up with her.
Do you happen to know anything about the circumstances surrounding the death of Miss Lathan?
I read in the paper that she was burned to death. In her bed, wasn't it?
That's right. Do you have any idea how that may have happened?
Well, I already told you she was a drunk. Maybe she came home plastered and decided to smoke in bed. I'm rather surprised she was sleeping alone. That woman got around, if you know what I mean.
She certainly seems to know a
Really?
lot about Desiree for someone who claims to have never met her.
Thank you for the chat. It was very enlightening.
Oh, my pleasure, Mr. Fordham. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to tending to my little darlings.
Of course, you little darling. Alright, so we got... I mean, could that be a lead? What happened to Tobias, the cat? Alright, well, let's... I don't know. Talk to our good clerk here.
Yes?
What happens to
Is there anything you can
Tobias?
tell me about your wife's old cat, Tobias?
Oh, God. There's a name I was hoping never to hear again. She loved that cat. I'm sure she would have married it instead of me if she could. Mangy little bastard was
Jesus.
always leaving a mess and knocking things over, but he was Peggy's little angel. Then one day I'd had enough, so I let him outside, and...
Yes?
The stupid thing managed to get itself killed. Then things got ugly.
How so?
Peggy got a bit carried away, and... Well, let's just say I never imagined a cat could earn someone a criminal record.
The plot thickens. Or perhaps sickens.
Thanks for your
Wait,
time, Mr.
what?
Andrews.
What do you mean criminal record? Criminal record? Criminal record. So... Someone was... Who... Okay. Margaret Andrews criminal record. Okay. Can we talk to her maybe? Or do I have to talk to
Nothing more to
Upton?
ask her about right
Maybe. Alright, let's talk to Upton then. Because she might know something about the criminal record.
Got a moment?
She can find it
Yes,
for us.
but let's make this quick.
I need some information on one Margaret Andrews. Apparently, she has a criminal record.
Margaret Andrews, eh? Give me a moment to look her up in the archives. Yes, here we are. Margaret Andrews was brought in for questioning 5 years ago in connection with a fire at a theater in Worcester.
Oh?
Yes, nothing came of it, but she was briefly a suspect. Oh, there's more. She also had a prior conviction for arson.
You don't say.
Really
It
now?
says she set fire to a cab after the driver ran over her cat. She served 6 months in prison for that. This was back in 1835.
Fascinating.
Interesting.
Help, Upton. This has been extremely valuable.
So, Margaret Andrews has a jealous streak and a penchant for setting things on fire. Seems a likely culprit to me.
Yeah, could be.
Have a moment to go over my current case?
I'm afraid you're on your own this time, Fordham. The walls have ears around here. If they find out I'm helping you, it won't end well for either of us.
Understood.
I'll still be here when you've solved it, though.
That's it for now.
Alright, fair enough. Alright, so we got ourselves a suspect finally. I think we should talk to her again, maybe.
Nothing more to ask her about right now.
Really? Alright, then let's see the kid. Let's review the kid. So we still have to investigate the Gascon Supper Club. Speak with have doctors examine the ashes. The problem is we still didn't get let's go to the supper club, but it's only this woman here.
Miss Robineau?
Oh, it's you again. Have you come to ask me more questions?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind.
No. Be my guest.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to compliment her. Bottles, painting. I don't have Spectre Society. The problem is that I don't know what to do with the cloth, because I don't have any.
I remember, or perhaps.
Because I checked every type of
Looks like
oil.
ammonium chloride. Won't be of much use to us.
So I checked all of them and none of them.
We already confirmed this isn't.
So what can I do then? Oil. Burnt cloth. Remains a piece of cloth that appears to have traces of some oily residue, but I don't know what residue that is. That's the problem. Return to Upton and accuse Margaret Andrews. No, I'm not gonna do that. Speak. I still haven't spoken to the attorney though. But can I combine these? That's what I'm thinking.
Looks like ammonium. Yes, there's no mistaking the aroma. Better dispose of the sample currently in the petri dish.
Alright, so there are only 3 samples and none of them match. That's for sure.
Unless you plan on burning this place down, it's probably.
So I don't have the.
I'd say being hooked up to that machine. Imagine a giant. Seems to be. I feel sorry for. It's important to keep your hands clean.
Pardon me, Edwards.
Yes?
Have you had a chance to look
yeah,
at those ashes I
that
gave
didn't
you?
work.
Yes, I have.
Oh yeah, blood, yeah,
Unfortunately,
yes.
There isn't much I can tell you. The victim burned to death at a very high temperature. These ashes are greasy and putrid because of liquefied fat from the body, which burned like a candle. As to what caused her to burn, I cannot say without more evidence. I'm sorry, Miles.
It's quite all right, Edwards. I appreciate the information nonetheless.
Well, just so you don't go away empty-handed, have a copy of my report. Maybe it will be of some use.
Alright, yeah, sure.
Thanks. That's all I needed to know for the moment.
Anytime, Fordham.
Alright, let's check the report. Where's the report? Okay. Died as a result of burning to death, cause of fire is undetermined. Really? That's the thing? Oh, come on. That's very disappointing. Maybe Addie can help, I don't know.
Home at last.
It's always nice to see you walk through that door.
Maybe she has, I don't know, some insight that we can use.
I'll let you...
Or not. Or not. Alright, it's okay. It's okay.
You have to hand it to her. You have to hand...
Let's see. Book.
No title.
So why can't I check the
I'm afraid
book?
I need to have
That's
another-
kind of weird
Alright.
that I can't look. It's kind of weird that I can't check the book.
This one's clean. I don't think there's much else we can learn. Just a pile of ashes. They can't tell us much more than we already know. Nothing else of interest.
That's a real problem, because I don't know...
Miss Lathan's half-written article about igniting the fires within. Pity we'll know. Nothing else of interest in there. That's a nice portrait of Miss Lathan.
Kind of
The area where
stuck a little
The
bit.
date is still legible. It's from this year.
Doesn't look as though this fireplace is...
Alright, so where should we go? The magazine, the bank. I mean, what can I do with this?
I don't think there's anything she can help.
Yeah, see, nothing. Nothing that she can help with. See, the problem is, I didn't find out what type of residue it was, because for some reason it didn't work. And, okay, how the fudge do I speak to the attorney?
It would be unwise
That's
to
the
barge into
biggest
Mr. Usher's
problem.
office. We need to find a way to make him change his... Seems like they've got... Seems like...
Begging your pardon, sir.
That's the problem.
Sir, it is of the utmost importance that I speak with Mr. Usher.
And as I said, he isn't taking visitors today.
But it's in regards to his client, Desiree Lathan. Or should I say, former client.
Miss Lathan found another attorney?
No, I'm sorry to be the one to have to inform
she's
you,
dead.
but she's dead.
Dead? I had no idea.
No? It was in today's newspaper.
I haven't read it yet. Mr. Usher forbids it in the office.
But surely he's read it, just because he forbids you reading the paper in the office.
No, I mean he forbids the presence of newspapers in the office. He fears they bring in outside germs.
I see.
In any case, if what you say is true, I'll need some sort of proof.
I suppose just bringing in a copy of the newspaper is out of the question, then. We'll have to find another way.
Perhaps Mr. Usher will see me when he sees this.
Oh, the...
What's that?
The report.
From Dr. Malcolm
The coroner's
Evans,
report, yeah.
City coroner, confirming Miss Lathan's untimely demise.
Let me see that.
Yep, she's dead.
My. Wait one moment, would you?
Martin, what is the meaning of
The gentleman who brought that is a
Well?
private investigator. He's waiting outside to see you.
Send him in, then.
You heard him, Mr. Fordham. You may go inside and see Mr. Usher.
Thank you kindly.
Finally. Nice. Let's go. Let's go.
So,
Wow.
private investigator, are you?
That's right. Miles Fordham
I
is
am?
my name.
Jonas Usher, a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Pleasure's all mine.
So, it would seem that Miss Lathan has shuffled off the mortal coil, as it were.
I'm sorry to say that is indeed the case.
Please come in, have a seat. Make yourself comfortable. I only ask that you kindly wash your hands in the basin first, and limit what you touch in here.
This one seems a bit on edge, doesn't he?
Fair enough.
Thank you, Mr. Fordham. I appreciate your cooperation.
Is there anything more boring than books on law? Just reading the titles is making me drowsy. Adds a nice bit of color to the room. Stern-looking lady.
Yeah.
Judging by how full these bottles are, Usher doesn't indulge much. What a waste.
Alright, let's talk to him.
Mr. Usher, I have some questions.
See what we can get from him.
And hopefully I have your answers.
How long have you been practicing law, Mr. Usher?
Usher and Price has been operating since 1805. I took over from my father 15 years ago. The stress hasn't helped my heartburn, I can tell you that. Why, just last night I was tossing and turning because I couldn't stand the burning in my throat. That's why I've got these bags under my eyes, you know.
Ah, yes. And Mr. Price?
He's still here, although I think he'll probably be retiring soon as well. But the law firm has done well over the years, and I have a feeling it'll do even better in the years to come.
Oh? Why is that?
We're currently beginning a group litigation against Royal Maverick for the Lygia disaster. I'm confident that we'll recover quite a significant sum for the families of those killed. You weren't by chance affected by the disaster, were you?
Thankfully, I wasn't. No.
No.
Shame. You could have joined the class action and done quite well when we win.
You know, I always thought we detectives made our living off human tragedy.
Mr. Usher, I've noticed from your rules and habits that you seem to have a particular aversion to germs. Why is that, if I may ask?
I've been ill most of my life, Mr. Fordham. I was a sickly child, and unfortunately my condition hasn't improved with age. It's a miracle I'm still alive. That's why I'm so careful about exposing myself to germs.
I see.
How's my color? Do I look pale to you?
Not
No.
particularly.
You're
I saw myself
fine.
in the mirror this morning and thought I looked a bit peaked. Also, my leg has been hurting more than usual, which has been cause for concern.
Nah, you've really done it, Miles.
Yes, well, moving on. What can you tell me about Desiree Lathan?
She was a lovely woman. I'm saddened to hear of her unfortunate passing.
How long had you been her attorney?
She retained me some 10 years ago, I believe.
That's quite a long time.
Yes, I remember I had just gotten over a bout of melancholia and been able to work in nearly a month. I didn't think I'd make it out of that, but luckily things took a turn for the better. Miss Lathan came to see me, and I've served as her attorney ever since.
Would you say Miss Lathan is a wealthy woman?
Indeed I would. Her estate is worth a significant sum. Of course, you understand that this is confidential information, so I cannot tell you the exact amount.
Right.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
Can you think of anyone who may have wanted to harm Miss Lathan?
No, I can't. What makes you think that someone actually killed her?
It seems the most plausible explanation.
Miss Lathan was getting on in years. It's likely she may have developed a case of pneumonia. That's the most common killer of the elderly, you know. I had it.
This guy's like,
most unpleasant. Constant coughing, spitting up phlegm, rattling in the lungs. Thankfully, I made a full recovery.
But supposing that was the cause of death, how would it explain the fact that her body was completely burned?
She was a smoker. Perhaps she was having a cigarette when she died and dropped it on the bed, causing it to catch fire.
I found no cigarette butts at the crime scene.
I'm merely offering my opinion, Mr. Fordham. You can take it or leave it.
I think we should leave it.
I found this letter in Miss Lathan's bedroom, which mentions that she recently changed her will. Could you tell me a bit more about the circumstances surrounding this change?
That's not an uncommon occurrence. People change their wills all the time. Relatives and friends fall in and out of favor constantly.
Had Miss Lathan made changes to her will previously?
No, this was the first time.
What change did she make exactly?
So?
Just a change to her beneficiary.
What? Yeah.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
And when did this change occur?
And?
About 4 months ago, if I recall correctly. Yes, it was definitely in June.
And who is it?
Because I'd been in bed with a nasty stomach flu at the end of May. That was no fun, let me tell you. I think I lost nearly 6 pounds from the constant trips to the WC. Couldn't keep a thing down, and whatever did stay down soon came out the other end, if you get my meaning.
I'd say his meaning is regrettably impossible to avoid.
Who did Miss Lathan name?
Alright, who's the beneficiary? Come on, dude.
Mr. Fordham, please. You know I couldn't possibly tell you that. There is such a thing as attorney-client privilege.
Do you not find it suspicious, Mr. Usher, that Miss Lathan died under such mysterious circumstances only 4 months after naming a new beneficiary? You said yourself she was wealthy. Does it not make sense that someone might have wanted her inheritance?
I suppose it's not entirely out of the question.
Right. So tell me the name
Exactly.
of Miss Lathan's beneficiary so I can determine if this was, in fact, a murder.
Very well. It was a man named Roger DeVay.
Do you have any information on where I can find him?
Only his address. It's 775 Pumblechook Place in Chumley.
That'll do nicely. Thank you, Mr. Usher.
In Chumley? Really? The lower part of town.
The pleasure is all mine, Mr.
Yeah, very interesting. That is actually very interesting. What would someone, you know, with money, high class and stuff, mix with, locate Roger DeVay, or whatever. Alright, let's find him. Yo, he's an artist?
Give us the wrong address? This should be 775, but there's no building here. These aren't in such bad shape, really. As far as the chum goes, this is one of the nicer areas.
Oh, he's the one that made the painting!
I used to draw funny pictures of rich people on walls too when I was a kid. Never did a lick of good, but it would always make me feel better. Yeah, those aren't half bad.
He's the one that...
Yeah, they aren't finished. I wonder if they're going to be used to keep the
Interesting.
fire going. Hey, it's just like the one we had when I was a boy. Good old Rusty. He served us well.
It's actually very interesting. So he made a painting that was in her room.
Excuse me.
In her bedroom.
Yeah?
Is this 775 Pumblechook Place?
Yeah, it would be if the building were still here.
Oh, I see. Might I ask you a few questions?
You can ask.
What's your name, sir?
Me? I'm Herman. Herman Shaw.
How long have you been living here?
Oh, I've been here for ages. Since before the building got condemned and was torn down. They pretty much forced us out, you see, but a couple of us came back and set up here. Seemed like a good idea. And I had nowhere else to go. That's not so bad, except for when it rains. And I guess we'll have to bundle up a bit more when it gets cold. But other than that, it's like the place was still standing.
There's some of that classic chum
You're right.
ingenuity. Or maybe it's just delusion.
It's delusion.
What happened to this place? Why was it condemned?
The building was old, in a pretty sad state, so the inspectors came by and said it was unfit for living. There was a whole lot of us here. Most were able to pick up and go, but a few of us stayed.
Why don't you go to a workhouse?
Like whom?
You wouldn't be asking if you'd ever been inside one. It's wall-to-wall people, children crying, sick folk coughing all over you.
But there's plenty of that out here, too.
Well, sure, but out here, there's freedom. Nobody telling you what to do except the odd copper. Not even many of them in this neighborhood. Besides, this is my home. Just because it's missing a few walls don't mean I ought to abandon it.
It's missing all the walls.
You look somewhat
Alright.
familiar. Didn't I see you protesting outside the Harris construction yard?
Yeah, I was there. What of it?
Were you affected by the Ligeia disaster?
Well, nobody I know was killed, if that's what you mean.
So, why were you protesting the construction of the Lenore?
Well, that Devons fella promised he'd buy us a meal if we stood in the crowd. And for a free meal, I'd do just about anything.
Really?
Do you know Roger DeVay?
Know him? Of course I know him. He lives here with me.
He does?
Well, Whenever he decides to come home, anyway. Rest of the time, I suspect he finds a way to sleep at his job. Me, I do the same.
Job.
Except I can't stand the smell of the horses.
Do you know where Mr. DeVay works?
Nah, he never told me.
Smell of
Do you know
horses.
a woman named Desiree Lathan?
Nah, I don't know many women. They're not too fond of my company. Well, I don't understand why. I always try to be a perfect gentleman. Guess it just don't got the charm. I've asked Roger to give me a few pointers. He's a big hit with ladies, you know.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. He no sooner looks at them than they're falling at his feet. Real natural, that one. Never brings it back here, though. Always winds up staying with him, getting a free meal and a soft bed out of it. Ah, well, bohemian lifestyle ain't for everyone. Maybe someday my luck will change.
I'm sure it will change the day he decides to take a bath.
I thank you for your time.
Maybe give us a shilling or two for the trouble?
I'll consider it.
Alright, so he's not here, but he works with horses apparently? Locate Roger DeVay. I think it's time to maybe... Yeah, let's talk to Upton. Maybe she can help a little bit?
Got a moment, Upton?
Yes, but let's make
Horses. Horses. No, I don't want to wrap up the case. Obviously, I'm not going to wrap up the case. Come on.
I don't think the...
Alright, so we can't find anything there. Rentwell. Horses.
We haven't got anything... Nothing else to...
No, okay. No one there, apparently.
Nothing more to...
Oh, come on, really? Nothing? I mean, I can still compliment her, but...
Oh, it's...
Yeah.
No.
But I don't think I'm gonna get anything from
I must
her.
compliment you on your lovely hairstyle.
Oh, how sweet of you to say. Though it is getting a bit ragged. I'm having it done this afternoon, in fact. My girl Adelaide is a treasure.
You don't say. Well, she must be talented to improve on near perfection.
Oh, such a flattering tongue, Mr. Fordham.
Thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to your drink.
Thanks, sweetheart.
Okay. So we still haven't finished investigating the Gascoigne Supper Club. So maybe we should talk to Addie, because she knows this woman. So, let's see.
Honey, I'm home.
Hello, Miles.
But
Addie?
horses.
What is it, Miles?
Horses.
You've got an appointment with Charlotte Robineau later today, don't you?
Are you using your detecting skills on me now?
I spoke with her at the Gascon Supper
I'm just
Club.
asking
She
a
mentioned
question.
you. Turns out she knew Desiree Lathan.
Makes sense. That social circle is tiny.
She wasn't very forthcoming, though. Do you think you might try and persuade her to talk?
Persuasion shouldn't be necessary. She usually just sits in the chair and starts gossiping up a storm. I think I know more
Great.
about all the Gascon Grand Dames than anyone should.
That's good. That's very good. Right. These are the things I want you to ask her about.
So you want me to take off about an inch, but keep enough for your curls?
Yes, that's right. You know how I like it, Adelaide.
Sure.
How was the Grand Dame's ball? Was your hairdo a hit?
Oh, it was. All those other old biddies were practically fainting with jealousy. Truth be told, though, the evening was rather dull. Just the regular crowd of wags and gossips. You know, sometimes I envy people like you, Adelaide.
People like me?
Yes, you know.
Commoners.
Ordinary people. Being a member of high society can be so draining. One quite lacks a sense of purpose, of ordinary, honest usefulness that comes from a good day's labor.
Have you done much of that sort of labor yourself, madam?
What? No, of course not. But I imagine it must be quite good for the soul, quite grounding. Just being what you are. No airs or pretense. Oh, you've missed a bit there on the left ear. Do be sure it comes out even.
Certainly, madam. Has anyone special caught your eye recently?
Ha! No, I think I'm getting too old for most of the young pups I see around these days. Besides, marriage has proved to be more trouble than it's worth. I'm finished with that whole game. Although there was one
Well, no one said
who
you have to
came
marry
the
them.
supper club today. Pity he was only interested in asking questions.
Oh?
Yes, the dark brooding type. Sleepless nights etched all over his face. Still handsome, though. I invited him to join me for a drink, but he refused. Turned out he was a private investigator, if you can believe it.
Oh? What was he asking
Unbelievable.
about? Nothing of consequence. I didn't tell him very much anyway.
Probably for the best he didn't join you for that drink then. I have to say, your musical selection for today is lovely.
It's nice to know someone like you can appreciate some of the finer points of culture. In case
Someone
you're
like
wondering,
you.
The piece is the Fourth Symphony by a composer named Theophilus von Wagner.
Yes, it's refreshing to hear the Fourth Symphony for a change. Most people know von Wagner for his Fifth Symphony or his Lute Concerto in D minor.
Oh, you know von Wagner?
Although I admit he isn't one of my favorite Baroque composers, I can appreciate what he brought to the movement. I'm more in favor of Scaravaldi. His development of the Concerto Grosso makes for a much richer musical tapestry. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, well, perhaps so.
Do you have any favorites among Scaravaldi's works?
His First Symphony is quite riveting.
Do you mean his Concerto for Mandolin? He didn't have a First Symphony as such.
Well, yes. That's what I meant. As much as I enjoy chatting, perhaps you should concentrate on what you're doing, dear.
Of course.
Quite chilly out today, isn't it?
Yes, a good day for spending indoors.
Probably means we'll be getting an earlier winter.
It's a good thing I bought a new set of coats then.
Of
I
course
was
you
reading in
did.
the paper this morning about what happened with Desiree Lathan. Did you hear about that?
Oh, such a tragedy. Poor Desi.
Right.
We hadn't talked in a long time, but how terrible to think of her dying in such a horrible way.
My condolences.
Thank you, dear.
Did you and Desiree used to be friends?
Oh, we were like sisters at one point.
What happened?
What happened then?
What else? A man got involved.
You were both after the same man?
No, quite the contrary. We both enjoyed being unattached and had vowed to keep it that way. The spinster sisters,
So?
we used to call ourselves. But I fell for a man a few years ago. We got married, and Desiree stopped speaking to me.
That's a shame.
Oh.
Yes, especially considering the marriage only lasted a few brief months. I lost both my husband and my best friend. I'm sure there's a lesson to be learned in that.
I heard someone mention that Desiree had her portrait painted recently.
Yes, I heard that too. I think it was Caroline who told me. Yes, that was it, Caroline. She was looking for a portrait artist and told me Desiree had found one. Roger DeVay, I think she said his name was.
Oh, alright. Now we're getting somewhere.
Mysterious. Who is he?
Well, I don't know about mysterious. He's just an artist. Not a very good one either, from what I hear.
He didn't do a good job on the portrait?
Oh, no, he did fine. I just meant he hasn't really taken off. His paintings aren't worth very much, you see. But Desiree took a liking to him very quickly. even went as far as giving him an extra key to her apartment.
Really?
If there was anything more going on between them, I couldn't say. But she could have done a lot better, if you ask me. I mean, he's barely even an artist now. I heard he took a teaching position at the university. Now, who would want their likeness immortalized by a lecturer?
I see. Well, I hope he makes it in the world someday.
Miracles may happen.
Alright, so he's at the university. Alright, so we got... Okay,
Good.
that's good.
I think that's all finished.
Thank you, Adelaide. It was a pleasure, as always.
Likewise, Miss Robinow. I'll see you next week.
Okay,
And she
that's
didn't tip very well
very
either.
important info.
I'm sorry, dear. She sounds positively dreadful.
No more than the other Gascon Grandames. I just hope you managed to get something useful from that.
Actually, yes. So, speak to Roger DeVay at the university. Alright, we're gonna track him down. If he has a key to the apartment. Alright. Okay.
I'm guessing it's locked, but it probably only contains more art supplies we don't care about. All the tools an artist would ever need. Brushes, pieces of canvas, paints. There's also several jars full of clear liquid. Interesting.
What clear liquid?
Huh. This is linseed oil.
Oh.
It's used as a
Oh, this is gonna be the one.
paintings. It would be a good idea.
This is gonna
to take a
be
sample
the
of
one
these
that we will
paintings,
test out.
especially now that nobody's
Exactly. Alright, and I bet the linseed oil will be the one that, you know, that turns orange, and it's the same found on the scarf in the room.
These aren't half bad. Nice to know the students aren't completely wasting their time here. Well, so much for modesty. Ooh, is it warm in here or is it just me?
Alright, wait 1 second, because I wanna get that out of the way. I wanna confirm that. I want to confirm that little...
Now that we've got some linseed oil, it's probably worth testing.
Yep. And orange, I bet.
Well, I'll be damned. We've got
Of course.
match. I wonder if Edwards knows anything pertinent about this stuff.
Well, let's ask.
Pardon me, Edwards.
Yes?
What do you know about linseed oil?
Dr. Edwards.
It's an oil made from flaxseed that has many uses. Most commonly, it's used to dry things like varnish or oil paints. Some people even eat it for health benefits. I hear it goes well with a bit of quark.
And it's flammable?
As most oils are, yes. Where are you going with this?
The oily residue on that rag is linseed oil.
Fascinating.
But I found no trace of anything used to light a fire at the crime scene.
Uh-oh, he's getting that gleam in his eye.
Wait just a moment. Linseed oil. Of course! Anytime linseed oil is used, extreme caution must be taken to dry cure rags that may be soaked in it. That's because when linseed oil dries and oxidizes, it releases heat. A pile of rags soaked in linseed oil in a confined space runs the risk of spontaneously combusting.
How long would this take exactly?
A few days, at least.
Interesting. It's a rather uncertain means of murder, but it's excellent for appearing accidental.
It's certainly not the most far-fetched conclusion you've ever come to.
Well,
thanks.
Alright, clue updated.
Anytime, Fordham.
Clue updated. Let's see. So, speak to... Oh yeah, I was about to speak to him. So the linseed oil, okay. Maybe he killed her. I mean, he was the beneficiary of all, you know... And he was living on the street, so he could have used the money. Maybe if they got into a fight? Well, let's see.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Are you Roger DeVay?
I am.
Miles Fordham, private investigator. I have some questions for you if you aren't too busy.
Will this take long? This isn't exactly the best time.
It shouldn't, no.
I just leave them in the bait.
Quickly.
Quickly! Quickly!
How long have you been teaching at this university?
About 4 years now.
And do you also earn money with your painting?
Not of late. I haven't sold a painting in some time. But my salary from the university is enough for the time being. Perhaps someday I'll be able to devote the proper focus to my painting.
Right. Like, for example, when you get all the money from
Desiree
the
Lathan?
woman you killed.
Desiree? Yes, of course I know her. What happened to her was just awful.
Indeed. My condolences, Mr. DeVay. What can you tell me about her?
She was a wonderful woman. Sharp, full of life, extremely witty. I only knew her for a short time, but I consider myself lucky to have had her as a friend.
How did you two meet?
We were introduced at a party and became fast friends. It's hard to believe she's really gone.
Really now?
You painted Desiree's portrait, is that right?
Yes, I finished it just a few months ago.
Do you often do commissioned work?
Sometimes, but this wasn't exactly a commission, more like a gift.
You mean you weren't paid for it?
No, I didn't do it for money. It was an honor just to paint her.
I see. And did she like the result?
Well, she had it hanging in her bedroom and not in her attic, so I assumed she liked it well enough.
It was a rather nice portrait, I must admit.
Oh, so you've seen it?
Indeed I have. Regrettably, I can't comment on the likeness, never having seen the subject in life.
Ah, yes. Well, she used to say that standing in front of it was like looking into a mirror. I tried my best to do her justice.
Do you have any information regarding Desiree's death?
No, none at all. It came as a total shock. I heard she was burned to death. Well, is that true?
It is.
It's really just unthinkable.
Do you know of anyone who might have wished harm upon her?
No. Everyone loved her. To think someone could be capable of doing that to her, it just makes me feel sick.
Is it true that Miss Lathan recently changed her will to make you her beneficiary?
Yes. You can imagine my surprise.
My understanding is she left you quite a significant sum.
I don't see how that's any of your business, but yes, she did. I'm very lucky. Oh,
lucky,
I see what you're getting at. You're thinking I killed her for her money. Is that it?
I never said anything of the sort, Mr. DeVay.
No, but I can see it in your eyes. Look, Desiree considered me the son she never had, and she was like my second mother. I would never, ever even think of doing something so horrid.
Oh, I'm sure he wouldn't.
I'll let you get back to your class.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not convinced though. So she was treating him like her son, although she never had any son. Margaret Andrews. Linseed oil. It's very... I don't know.
Nothing else to ask him about right now. We haven't got anything...
Crumpled up. I mean, right now we don't have any specific leads. Oops, sorry, let me go somewhere. Yeah, let's just stay at the bank. So right now, all we know... Let's see, burnt cloth. Miss Masters Desiree had been a victim of spontaneous... No. It's Margaret Andrews. She's the only suspect though. Crumpled paper. If I could confirm that somehow...
Nothing more to ask her about.
That somehow she knew. That's the problem. I don't have any
Hello, dearest.
like
Hello,
it's all circumstantial. It's not exactly proven.
Addie?
Like I don't have a solid case.
You're looking especially lovely today, Addie.
Miles, don't flirt with me. Not now.
I wouldn't push my luck with her, Miles. She hasn't completely forgiven you.
I'll let you get
Got
back
it, okay. Alright, so we don't have any report to outline the credit spontaneous or returning accused. See, but we don't have a lot of, like, I mean, we would have a motive, but I there's no solid evidence to suggest that. I don't know.
I don't think there's.
See, I can't ask anyone any questions. That's the problem. It's like,
Nothing new to ask him about.
It's like I can't talk to anyone.
I'm afraid I need to have another look.
That's the problem. I don't think that there's anything. I mean,
Miss Lathan's half-written article about igniting the.
Nothing on the portrait.
That's a nice portrait of Miss Lathan. Too bad it was damaged. The area where the artist's signature should be has been singed and is unreadable. Too bad.
But the date is still legible. It's from this year.
I wonder if the guy actually painted it. That's the thing. Dancing. Wait. Maybe I can talk to. Oh no, I can't. It's gone. I can't go to the club anymore. Alright.
Yeah, those aren't half. I wonder if they're good.
Maybe this guy painted them.
Sure. I ain't going nowhere.
Tell me about Roger's artistic pursuits.
Well, not much to tell, really. He used to paint all the time when he had his studio in the building that used to be here. He was good at it, too. Shame nobody ever bought his paintings. All that's left now are those 2 unfinished ones against the back wall there. We use the rest of his spare canvas to make the tent.
How did Roger feel about his paintings not selling?
Well, how do you think? Made it matter in the March air. Didn't do a very good job of hiding his displeasure either. At least none around me.
Really?
He always used to say he'd find some way or another to make the money he deserved.
Odd. He told me he was content with the salary he got from his teaching job.
No.
That's a load of bunkum if I ever heard it. Truth is, old Roger's about as poor as Job's turkey. He'd do anything to make a quick crown.
Well, now. That's interesting.
I thank you for your time.
Well,
That is very interesting.
Mr. DeVay is an artist, because I think he's painted us a pretty clear picture of what happened to Miss Lathan.
Yeah, he killed her, probably.
Yeah, those aren't half. I wonder if they're going to be used to keep. By chum standards, that's practically a 4-poster. I used to draw. Never did a.
Alright, so what can we do? Accuse Roger DeVay. I mean, he had access to the apartment. He used linseed oil. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's accuse him. Actually, wait. Maybe we can ask him some questions. Oh, sorry, not here. The university.
Probably best not to disturb his class if you've got nothing.
Alright, okay. That's fine. That's fine. We're just gonna go to the police and name him our prime suspect. Roger DeVay. Likely murdered her for her money, using linseed oil soaked rags placed under her bed to make it look like an accident. I mean, she wouldn't be looking under her bed because she was an older lady, so...
Yes, but let's make this quick.
I hope I'm gonna be right.
Oh? What have you got?
She was murdered by
Roger DeVay,
professor of art at the university, in order to claim her inheritance.
I mean, he had the most to gain.
Even painted her portrait, but his failure to establish a name for himself and earn a living from his art was driving him mad. Miss Lathan cared for him as a son, and recently changed her will, naming Roger as her sole beneficiary. Roger knew of this, and decided killing Miss Lathan was the best way to solve his financial troubles.
And how did he manage to do so?
Desiree had given
linseed oil.
her apartment. While she was out at the Grand Dame's ball, he entered and left a pile of rags soaked in linseed oil under her bed. She arrived home drunk and passed out. unaware that the rags were growing hotter by the minute. Eventually, the oil burst into flames, burning the rag pile as well as poor Miss Latham.
How awful. Well, I'll certainly pass along the information. What an astounding series of events. Although I'm sorry you won't be able to gloat to Snelling that you solved the case before his detectives did.
I can find other means of amusement, I think.
Good work, Fordham.
Yeah.
As usual, I'll send anything else your way as soon as I get it.
Alright.
Roger,
I'm gonna
Delay.
arrest him?
What is it?
You're under arrest for the murder of Desiree Lathan.
Oh, I see.
Come with me. We need to ask you some questions at the station. And you up there, make yourself decent, would you?
Huh.
Dearest,
Addy, I'm home.
There you are. I was starting to get worried you wouldn't make it home in time.
In time? In time for what?
Why?
For dinner at the
An
Rose.
intervention.
I told you about it the other night, don't you remember?
I'm terribly sorry, dear. It must have slipped my mind.
How you haven't yet been presented a prize for Husband of the Year is beyond me.
There's still time for you to get ready if you hurry.
Alright.
Why don't we spend a nice quiet evening in together? I'd much prefer that.
We've had a quiet evening in every night for the past 3 weeks. I need to get out of the house.
Then go ahead without me. Please give Anne and Joseph my regrets.
So you're just going to sit here at home by yourself?
I'll probably just catch up on my reading or try and get some sleep. Maybe I'll get around to reading that story in Brentwell's.
All right, suit yourself. I shouldn't be home too late, but don't wait up.
Have a wonderful time, my love.
I mean, I didn't get any option to go with her, so that's kinda...
If only I were.
Careful what you wish for, Miles. You just might get it.
Seeing as I won't, I think another trip to the Angels in order.
Oh, you're gonna break your word in addition to lying? That's bold.
Nonsense. I'll be home in no time. It'll just be a quick drink to calm my nerves and get you out of my
Oh
hair.
no.
I think I need a machete for that fool.
Very funny.
I hope he's not gonna get drunk again. That'll be really stupid.
That last case was really something. Classic example of murder for money. Such a shame. Perhaps with Roger in jail, Miss Lathan's riches will go to a more worthy cause, like feeding the poor. You're not listening to me, are you? Oh, right, you've had 2 drinks already. Fine, I'll just see myself out.
Copper for your thoughts, Miles?
Oh, I was just thinking about a story I read tonight in Brentwell magazine. It's called The Dissembling Mechanism. Are you familiar with it?
Afraid not. Brentwell isn't really my type of magazine.
It isn't mine either.
Oh, really?
My wife suggested I read it, and it struck a bit of a chord.
Go on then. What's it about?
There's this inventor. He's the greatest man of his age.
The
Or
story
she's the
concerns
greatest
an
mind.
inventor, a man who's the greatest mind of the modern age. In this story, ethericity's been discovered, and the inventor understands and uses it in his work.
Ah, one of those fantastic speculative stories.
Anyway, this inventor spends his time creating mechanical wonders, the likes of which the world has never seen.
Okay. The inventor's
has a
child
daughter he loves
dies.
dearly. One day, she meets a tragic end in a carriage accident. The inventor is devastated.
All too common in these types of stories.
Yes, well, as I mentioned before, the inventor is the greatest mind of the modern age. He spends weeks researching a way to bring her back. He toils for hours, forgetting to eat, neglecting his duties, forgetting his friends. Finally, he finds a way to repair her broken body with mechanical implants. Once that's done, he harnesses the power of ethericity and revives her from death.
Why would he go and do something like that?
Because he's a grieving father.
Because the inventor's obsession was fueled by love. He cared so much for his lost loved one that he vowed to do everything in his power to save them from death. Unfortunately, things don't go well. The inventor brings his daughter back, and at first she's confused, wild. With time and patience, he tries to ease her back into the world of the living. But gradually, he comes to realize that this person he's brought back isn't his daughter. Not as she was, anyway. When he understands what he's done, he flies into a fit of madness, and he kills both his creation and himself.
How tragic.
He also leaves behind a note which closes off the story. I can still recall the exact words. This dissembling mechanism hath not the vital breath of she whom I loved. It is not her. I have formed but a vain, mocking shadow of what is forever lost.
That's one hell of a story, Miles.
As I said, it resonated with me quite deeply.
Same here. I can tell you, I'm glad that ethericity crap hasn't been discovered, or else this sort of thing won't just be in stories. You mark my words.
Yes, I suppose that's one way of interpreting it. I should probably be getting home.
One last gin for the road?
No.
Hell, why not?
Oh, come on. That's bad.
It's later than I thought. Addie must be...
Oh, come
asleep.
on.
Miles, I thought you said you were staying in tonight. What happened to you?
Nothing. I went out for a bit and lost track of time.
Miles, you're dead drunk.
He's drunk.
No.
But he's not dead drunk.
I'm not.
Don't you dare keep lying to me, Miles. It's obvious. I can smell it on you.
But I'm not drunk. I only had 2, I think.
I don't care how many you had. You promised me this wouldn't happen again. Where exactly did you go tonight anyway?
I was at the Angel.
The Angel? But why would you go there?
I suppose I was just trying to relive the old days.
So why didn't you tell me you were going?
I don't know.
Miles, this has to stop. First it was that sleep medicine, now you've started to go out drinking yourself into a stupor after you explicitly promised me you wouldn't again. It's clear that you've been keeping something from me and using drugs and drink as a way to avoid dealing with it.
No, really, it's just...
No, Miles. I'm tired of the lies. I heard what you said.
No more
when I came
lies.
home for my appointment with Mrs. Lefebvre. God forbid Adelaide ever find out about something. I wanted to think I'd imagined it, so I let it go. But I've come to realize just how wrong I was.
Addie, please.
Enough. No more excuses, no more lying. I just want to hear the truth. What is it you're not telling me?
I can't tell you, Addie. I'm sorry, but if I do, you'll think I'm crazy.
Do you know what I think is crazy, Miles? The fact that you think it necessary to lie to your own wife. Am I to believe that for all these years you've never felt you could trust me?
Of course not. It's just that this is different.
A lie is a lie, Miles.
How?
And the bottom fact is you've been lying to me for months. Perhaps I was too naive or too distracted to see what was really going on, but you finally opened my eyes. This can't go on. I refuse to let it go on.
What are you saying?
Get out, Miles, and don't come back until you're ready to tell me the truth.
Addie, you don't mean that.
Wow.
I do mean it, Miles. I don't care where you spend the night, but it's not going to be here. If you ever decide you want to tell me what's going on, I'll listen. But until then, just go.
Why would you go? That's silly. He could have just told the truth. I mean, it's... well... No, he's going to stay with Upton, really?
Take me away from all my troubles. So far away from all the worries in my life. Who in the ether is calling at this time of night?
Why are you playing at this time of night?
Oh, Miles! Please come in. It's so nice to see you outside of work.
Oh, I get a hug and a kiss? Is that how it works now?
You put up your rough and tough attitude, but I know deep down you're really a kitten.
Upton, are you drunk?
A drunk kitten.
Of course not. I admit I like to have a glass of wine or 6 to unwind after work, but I can hold my own.
Well, I'm glad you're not,
Really?
because I am.
Wait, what's going on? Is everything all right?
No, I'm afraid I've made a mess of things at home. Addie threw me out.
Oh, Miles. I'm terribly sorry to hear that.
Not as sorry as I am, believe me.
What happened?
It's really not worth getting into. Let's just say I need to figure some things out about my life.
Don't we all?
Constance, I hate to impose, but...
Of course you can stay here, Miles. As long as you need to.
Thank you. I won't need much space. That chair in the corner should do nicely.
Are you sure? You won't be uncomfortable?
I've slept in worse
Nah,
places.
this looks perfect.
All right. Well, I should probably be getting to bed. Early morning tomorrow and all that.
Of course. Have a good night, Upton. And thank you again for letting me stay.
Not a problem. Good night.
One week later. Oh, don't tell me he's still there 1 week later. I hope not. Can't be, right? What's going on here?
Night. The perfect opportunity to switch out one rich swindler for another. Don't know why you're wasting your time. It's not as though the Prime Minister actually does anything. It's oddly quiet in here. Maybe my mustache drawing campaign had an effect after all.
Good evening, sir. Are you
I doubt
registered
that.
to vote?
Yes, I am. Here's my registration card.
Very good, Mr. Fordham. You've come at an excellent time. Go ahead and step inside a booth. Take as long as you need.
Thank you, young man.
Alright, I'm not gonna vote right now though, because we did finish the third case, and I think that is enough for one live stream, one case per live stream. Hopefully you got an idea of how the game is if you didn't know it before. Now, if you want to check out Lamplight City, because there are more cases in it, and I'm pretty sure eventually you'll get to find whoever killed Bill, your partner, but you're gonna have to go to a few more cases before you get to that. I guess, I'm not sure how it ends, so that's if you want to find out, then you can check out Lamplight City. It is available for Windows, macOS, and Linux on Steam, Good Old Games, Humble Store. If you want to get it, it would be really helpful if you could use the Humble Store link, because that's an affiliate link, and I get a small percentage too, but you don't pay anything extra, so if you can, use that. Thanks again everyone for watching. Again, that was Lamplight City. You can find it to the links in the description. If you like this live stream, please give it a thumbs up real quick. Just click on the thumbs up button, and if you like what I do here, as always, subscribe, click on the notification bell if you subscribe, and spread the word. That helps a whole lot. It's it's hard to get noticed, obviously, in this day and age. So if you can, any bit of word spreading helps. So tell other people about the channel. Again, subscribe if you can, and of course use the affiliate links, because those help me out a lot and it costs you nothing. Well, I don't know. I feel like it's like I kind of went like the case finished, and it was like, oh great, troubles at home, and you couldn't really finish or solve the problems, and then it's already 1 week later. So it's a little weird. It's kind of this jumping part. It's I kind of wish you would have the chance to take care of things at home and after that take a new case, but I guess that's not gonna happen just yet. So again, everyone, check out Lamplight City through the links in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and until the next time we see each other, have an awesome day.